Today's video is brought to you by Card Kingdom, and right now you can get this sweet Scoop Soldier sticker when you order over at cardkingdom.com. Just mention in your order notes that you want a Scoop Soldier sticker when you go to checkout. Hello everyone, it's Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive, and it's time for another Instant Deck Tech. So as you know, Thursday means it's Fishbowl Thursday here in Instant Deck Tech land, and we have maybe the fastest Underworld Breach deck in Modern to look at today. This is Pact of the Underworld, and this deck, I know we've talked about some Underworld Breach decks in the past, but this one is unique and spicy enough that I just had to show it off, and also fast enough that it might actually be a player in Modern. I don't know, but this one comes to us from B-Dogs. So thank you so much to B-Dogs for sending in a really sweet deck. And if you'd like your own deck considered for a future Fishbowl Thursday or the Fish Tank article series, make sure to leave me a link in the comments, or you can email me, saffronolive@MTGGoldfish.com. So let's talk about Pact of the Underworld for Modern. So step one of this deck is Underworld Breach. We are in Underworld Breach combo deck. Underworld Breach, not going to spend too long explaining it. Basically, it's a Yawgmoth's Will, essentially. You can escape cards from your graveyard at will for 1 turn after casting it for 2 mana. Escape cost is 3. So the idea of this deck is we are going to play Underworld Breach and hopefully go infinite with it in a pretty unique way. So what are we comboing with Underworld Breach? Step number 2 is Altar of Dementia. This is our next most important card, I would say, besides Underworld Breach. And it's worth keeping in mind as we talk about these additional combo pieces. We can theoretically mill them into our graveyard and then play Underworld Breach and then play our extra combo pieces. So we don't necessarily have to have them in hand. But Altar of Dementia, 2-mana artifact, lets us sack a creature to mill someone equal to that creature's power. The last piece of the puzzle is Pact of the Titan. So Pact of the Titan, 0 mana, make a 4/4. So you probably see where this is going. The downside of Pact of the Titan is, on our next turn, we lose the game if we don't pay 5 mana. The idea is we're going to win the game on the turn that we cast Pact of the Titan. So we don't have to ever worry about paying the cost, which is good, because the way this combo works is we are casting Pact of the Titan again and again and again and again. So there's no possible way we could actually pay for it if we had to. So the thinking here is we play Underworld Breach, we have Altar of Dementia, we can Pact of the Titan for 0 mana, that gets us a 4/4, we can sacrifice that 4/4 to Altar of Dementia to mill ourselves for 4 cards. Escaping a card with Underworld Breach only costs 3 cards, so that means for 0 mana and exiling 3 cards, we can Pact of the Titan again, sack the token again to mill for 4, so we're slowly milling through our entire deck. Basically, once we have this set up, we can cast Pact of the Titan an infinite number of times, infinite quote unquote, because we will run out of cards in library eventually. So that is the main goal of this deck. And as I mentioned before, we can combo off without having all of our combo pieces in hand. We need Underworld Breach in hand. That's the most important. But we can cast some cards to just mill over Pact of the Titan, Altar of Dementia, Underworld Breach, get them back, go to Combo Town. As far as winning the game, pretty simple. We've seen this plan before. 1 copy of Thassa's Oracle. So after we loop through 10 or 20 Pact of the Titans, mill our entire deck with Altar of Dementia, the last card we escape into play is Thassa's Oracle, win the game with the Enter the Battlefield trigger. So that is the combo of the deck. We also have a ton of ways to speed this up, and that's one of the things that makes this deck exciting is, in theory, we can win the game as early as turn 1. We have 4 Symbiote Spirit Guides, plus 1 mana, 4 Desperate Rituals, 4 Pyretic Rituals, also both plus 1 mana. Wild Canter doesn't help as much on turn 1, but we cast it for 1 mana, can later sack it for a mana, helps us win on turn 2. So in theory, with the nut draw with this deck, we can use our Rituals and Simian Spirit Guides to cast Underworld Breach and also Altar on turn 1. Our Pact is free, start the combo, win the game before our opponent even gets a turn. We also have some extra milling stuff, and this is where, when we were talking about being able to mill over combo pieces and then Underworld Breach to get them back, Hedra Crab, Tome Scour, just 1 mana ways to start filling our deck with cards, hopefully milling over our Pact of the Titan, milling over maybe an Altar of Dementia, so when we cast our Underworld Breach, we're able to win the game. Otherwise, Once Upon a Time Metamorphose just basically reduce the size of our deck. Once upon a time, mostly getting mana. It's either hitting lands or like Simian Spirit Guide, Wild Canter type creatures. I guess Hedron Crab as well. Manamorphose, just 2 mana, get back 2 mana, draw a card along the way. So this just reduces the size of our deck a little bit, makes it likely that we will hit our combo pieces by cantripping through our deck. And that's the entire plan of the deck. As far as the mana base, we have 8 5-color lands, City of Brass, Gemstone Mine. Yes, Gemstone Mine will run out of counters, but we're planning on winning the game so quickly, it's unlikely we're going to need to tap it 3 times. Scalding Tarn, some shock lands to fetch out. As far as the sideboard, we get some sweet protection for our combo. Pact of Negation, just like Pact of the Titan, once we get our combo going, we can just keep casting this from our graveyard to counter anything our opponent could do to interact with our combo for free. Yes, we will lose the game on our next upkeep, but there's not going to be a next upkeep. Force of Negation, also a free counter, but only during our opponent's turn, which does make it a little awkward for protecting our combo. We also have a bunch of ways to deal with graveyard hate. Nature's Claim, Force of Vigor, Shenanigans, the easiest way for our opponent to lock down our deck, Rest in Peace, Tormod's Crypts, Relic of Progenitus, Leyline of the Void, anything that just shuts down the graveyard is going to make our combo not work. So we have a ton of ways to deal with those type of cards. And we also have a backup plan for winning if our graveyard is locked down, which is Aria of Flame. So Aria of Flame, not going to be easy to win with if our graveyard's locked down, but in theory we can play it, then we cast our rituals, cast some Manamorphoses, cast some Once Upon a Times, and eventually cast enough spells to just burn our opponent out of the game as we slowly add more and more verse counters to our Aria of Flame. And that is the ridiculousness of Pact of the Underworld for Modern. And that's been our Fishbowl Thursday Instant Deck for this week. So thanks again to B-Dugs for sending in a ridiculously sweet, super fast, and very unique. I mean, it's got Pact of the Titan. What more could you want? Combo deck for Modern. And once again, if you'd like your own deck considered for a future Fishbowl Thursday, make sure to leave me a link in the comments or email me, sarvanello@mtggoldfish.com. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, help us out by clicking that like button down below. And to keep up on all the latest and greatest, click that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to get alerts whenever we have new videos. And if you want to, check out some of our other sweet videos here and here.